I'll never forget the night I came face to face with something I still can't explain. I was dog-sitting for my friend in this old Victorian house they had just bought. It was late, around 2 a.m., and I was drifting off on the couch when I heard a faint knocking sound coming from upstairs. At first I thought it was just the house settling. Old houses make noises, right? But then the knocking turned into a scraping sound, like someone was dragging something heavy across the floor. I grabbed the flashlight my friend had left for me and went to check it out. The dog, usually a brave little guy, was cowering in the corner, whimpering. My heart was racing as I crept up the creaky staircase, the scraping sound getting louder with every step. When I reached the top of the stairs, the noise stopped. I shone the flashlight around, but everything seemed normal. Still, I had this gut feeling that something wasn't right. I walked down the hallway and pushed open the door to the master bedroom. The room was empty, but the window was wide open, the curtains billowing in the cold breeze. I closed the window and turned to leave when I saw it. A dark figure standing in the corner of the room, just barely visible in the dim light. It was tall, with long, tangled hair and eyes that seemed to glow in the dark. My breath caught in my throat, and I froze. For what felt like an eternity, we just stared at each other. Then the figure started to move towards me. I backed out of the room, slamming the door shut behind me. I ran downstairs, grabbed the dog, and bolted out of the house. I called my friend and told them what happened. They were freaked out, but didn't believe me until they came home and found deep scratches on the floor of the master bedroom, like someone, or something, had been trying to claw its way out. We never figured out what it was, but I haven't dog-sat for them since, and they moved out of that house a few months later. Some things just aren't worth the risk. There's something in the woods, my friend whispered, eyes wide with terror. We were huddled around a dying campfire miles away from civilization in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains. I laughed it off, but I could see he was genuinely scared. The night was eerily quiet, save for the occasional rustle of leaves in the breeze. We'd heard stories about strange sightings in these woods, lights, noises, and even a few disappearances. We thought they were just campfire tales meant to spook city folks like us. As the fire died down, we all decided to call it a night. I climbed into my tent, the cool night air sending a chill down my spine. I tried to sleep, but something felt off. I could hear the distant hoot of an owl, the soft murmur of the nearby stream, and then a faint, almost imperceptible whispering. I brushed it off as the wind, but the whispers grew louder, more insistent. It sounded like a conversation, but in a language I couldn't understand. I unzipped my tent and peered out. The moon cast an eerie glow over the campsite, and everything seemed normal. My friends were all asleep in their tents. Suddenly, I heard footsteps behind me. I whipped around, but no one was there. My heart pounded in my chest as I strained to see through the darkness. The whispering continued, now accompanied by soft, deliberate footsteps circling our camp. I grabbed my flashlight and shone it into the woods. For a moment, I saw nothing. Then, just beyond the edge of the light, I saw a figure. It was tall and thin, with unnaturally long limbs. Its eyes glowed with a faint, eerie light. I froze, unable to move or scream. The figure slowly stepped into the light, revealing a gaunt, almost skeletal face. It smiled, a chilling, unnatural smile that sent shivers down my spine. The whispers grew louder, filling my head with a cacophony of unintelligible words. I finally found my voice and screamed, waking up my friends. They stumbled out of their tents, flashlights in hand. But by the time they looked, the figure was gone. I tried to explain what I saw, but they didn't believe me. They thought it was a nightmare or a trick of the light. But I knew what I saw, and I knew it was real. We packed up and left at first light, abandoning our weekend plans. As we hiked back to civilization, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. The whispers stayed with me, a haunting reminder of that night. To this day, I avoid the woods, especially at night, because I know there's something out there, something that shouldn't exist, and it's waiting, watching, and whispering.